What's that?
Like Quebec is in Canada.
It's a nation within a nation, but
Yeah,
yes.
nation. Yeah. I love those guitars. I think I might have mentioned that last
Ah.
weekend or the weekend before.
Yes, half of them are mine. So there's one acoustic guitar that's missing there.
Hmm.
My wife's bass is up there, and
Hmm.
then two of my guitars, and I got my bass guitar somewhere else. I got my mandolin up there.
Nice. Who's drum set?
That's like a little kid's drum set of
Oh,
well, one of my boys.
gotcha. Gotcha. I mean, I have my acoustic in the back. Um, I've been playing for, oh gosh, 10, 10 plus years, 12 years. Still learning.
Hell yeah, dude! I haven't played
Maybe,
for so long, but
maybe if I'm
If
lucky, Walt will let me maybe take out the acoustic and let us jam for one night
a little
in the future.
Wonderwall.
Yeah,
okay, if you guys are ready, we're gonna start. Okay.
sure. Did you hear that all, by the way, Walt?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I'm from the Great White North, right? Like up above the states, the big landmass that the rest of the world hates. And we're like above that, fucking north, I guess. The big patch of trees where everybody's bored to death. We're just chilling up here, sipping syrup, playing hockey. Before we learn to walk, we can cross-check properly. Just rocking plaid jackets, chainsaws, we operate them right. Hey, right, we do, bud. We cut our weight in firewood every 20 minutes or so. Small break. And if the Leafs make the playoffs, I'll fucking jump in the lake. Fucking buddy comes over to my place the other night. He's like, wanna go out for a rip? And I was like, fucking right, yeah. So we hop in a truck and hit the mud. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, bud. Just out for a rip, are you, bud? Just out for a rip. Just out for a rip, are you, bud? Just out for a rip. Just out for a rip, are you, bud? Just out for a rip. Just out for a rip, are you, bud? Just out for a rip. I come from the land of the polite, where shit's covered in ice. So when I'm down in the States, they're like, you're too fucking nice. I'm like, yeah, we got manners, but fucking buddies still fight and fucking swear and fucking drink all night. Like this one time, me and fucking buddy are out having a dart, and fucking buddy burns a hole in my coat, and I was like, fuck bud, because the coat was pretty new, right? And he's like, fuck you. So I put his head in a snowbank and just started fucking feeding him the right left, like fucking boom, 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 yada yada. And he's like, okay, fuck, chill out, shit. So I pulled him out of the snow and we went out for a rip. Yeah, just out for a rip, are you? Fuck yeah, just out for a rip, fucking right. Just out for a rip, are you? Fuck yeah, just out for a rip, fucking right. Just out for a rip, are you? Fuck yeah, just out for a rip, fucking right. Just out for a rip, are you? Fuck yeah, just out for a rip, fucking right.
Is that to be in the video?
All right, that's out for a rip. A couple of good Canadian boys.
Yeah, filmed in the Ottawa Valley, baby.
Yeah,
Down in CP, I think that's Carleton Place.
Carleton Place.
Correctly,
That's
just
from 11
outside of
years ago.
Ottawa.
I put that at the start of the broadcast in case they give me any hassle for copyright. Then I can cut her off. Right, just snip it. Boy. All right, so new system and news, but we have Davey. You know what, Davey? I'm gonna have to fix you.
It's I
A lot
get
of
that a
people
lot.
have tried, right, Dave?
A lot of people have tried. My wife's still trying.
Okay. well, we'll just we'll do that. And now I don't see you. Did you move?
That's me. I'm doing that on my
That
end.
was you. Okay. Trying to make you look good, Dave.
Trying to center myself here. There we go.
There we go. So we're in there. How are you doing, Dave? Welcome to North of 48, Dave.
Oh, it's good to be here as always, man. You know that.
I
know that.
do,
Yeah,
and
I'm
you're
doing
one of
well.
my
How are you
favorite
doing?
people to talk to because you're so Canadian.
It happens. It happens to the worst of us.
It's November 24th, and got a couple of things to show you before we get into it, Dave. I want to go with this first.
When the Grey Cup comes back to Montreal, it gives me some feeling in my heart. Mon cow.
The Montreal Alouettes bring the Grey Cup to the streets of downtown Montreal Wednesday. The 2023 Grey Cup champions are celebrating their thrilling victory over the Winnipeg Blue Bombers with thousands of fans coming to get an up-close look at the trophy and the players.
It's an unreal feeling, something you work so hard for, but you just can't imagine the feeling this time of year with this crowd. It just makes everything you've done worthwhile.
Having all those people coming to the event, supporting us, that shows the character of Montreal. That shows the character of Quebec, how people love winning teams.
I have memories from 2010, but this one is blowing it out of the water for me. As one of the starters this year, being here for so long, waiting so long to bring it back. You know, our fans deserve it. We deserved it.
The weather wasn't great, and the fans showed out. It was something I'll remember the rest of my life. But honestly, it was a calling card for our fans. You know, this year we had a couple games that were rain delays, bad weather, and they showed out for us.
This is pretty special for me because I'll tell you, right before you went on to win back-to-back championships, this was me outside of your scrum in 2008, 2009.
Yes.
How would you describe the last years and winning as a player and now as a coach?
So I'm going to go back to that photo right there because there's a lot of photos like that from a lot of people like yourselves. Even my daughters, like they were so young, they don't remember anything. So to have them with us on there is truly, truly amazing. So I'm just glad again that we're all able to have more memories because there are going to be a bunch of people in this audience now where when we come back another championship talking about this. So it's just awesome.
Well, congratulations, Davey.
I'm so torn, man. I was born in Winnipeg, but I love Montreal. Especially a little smoked meat sandwich.
Little smoked meat.
You know, a little smoked meat from Montreal. Montreal smoked meat.
Off
World
St.
renowned Montreal
Catherine Street.
bagel. Way better than a New York bagel. You guys don't know shit. For New York City until you have a Montreal bagel, blows your mind, man. But like, I don't watch football, man. I gotta tell you, I don't watch football. I didn't watch a Grey Cup. Sorry, I'm not in your little thing. Look at my camera. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't watch football, but you know what? Happy. Super happy for Montreal because that would have been a crazy party to be at, man.
Oh,
the
yeah.
aftermath of all that, man. That was so cool.
10-4. I watched the game. It was incredible. Last minutes of the game, Montreal.
Oh, it was
pulled
down
it
to
off.
last minute.
You betcha. It was
That's a
insane.
good one.
You know. Well,
See,
I got something else for you.
This is the thing about Canadian football, though, right? Because like,
You don't like
like
being in the camera, buddy?
I moved for 1 second. I can't even get back. That's all you, man. That's all you.
Is it?
That's all you. That was you. But I can get back in there. But I'm like leaning in my chair. It's okay. But the thing, like, I didn't hear about the
can
game
fix
because
you.
the
I can
CFL.
fix you, Dave.
It was you keep saying that, and my wife keeps saying that, and my therapist keeps saying that, and my doctors keep saying that, and none of them can. If this was NFL football, though, I would have heard about it right away. I would have heard. I'd seen all the clips of the game on all social media. Man, I didn't see anything about this.
Really? It was incredible. It was a great game. Oh, there you go, moving again. That's okay. I'm going to fix you. I'm going to do it right. Settle down to where you want to be.
I'll just be over here. I love
You'll be
moving
over
though. I'll do my best.
That's okay. I don't need to be in the frame. How's that? Whoops. How is that? Is that comfortable for you, my friend?
It's comfortable for me. Is it comfortable for you?
Yeah, sure. I got no problem with it. You know, who am I? So I have another one for you. Okay, let me just. Geez, you're hard to center. You know, you fucking leftist bastard.
Yes, I just like shift. That's to the right. This is me shifting to the left. I'll do my best to be a nice centrist for you.
Okay, appreciate it.
Spilly though. I don't know why. It's only my 10th.
On a busy travel day at the U.S. border, a car is seen in the distance speeding near a checkpoint, hitting an obstacle, then flying. The impact igniting a fireball so big, emergency responders feared it was a deliberate attack.
Could have possibly been a car bomb. I see debris scattered all over the place.
In that charred vehicle, investigators found 2 bodies, including that of a local New Yorker. A U.S. border officer suffered minor injuries. The FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force sprung into action. While in Canada, the Prime Minister was briefed, leading to an abrupt departure from question period.
I will have to excuse myself now to go get further updates.
Then New York's governor answered the question so many were asking.
There is no sign of terrorist activity with respect to this crash.
Do you think, Dave?
Yeah.
That's Kathy, the governor of New York's real face?
Okay. What do I think about it? Man, I thought it was a Tesla at first. I thought it was a Tesla that just like exploded. Because that happens. I don't know.
Well, it was actually this.
Yeah, was it a Bentley? Is that what it is?
It was a friggin' Bentley.
It was, yeah, it's like some $300,000.
On a busy travel day at the U.S. border, a car is seen in the distance speeding near a checkpoint, hitting an obstacle, then flying. The impact igniting a fireball so big, emergency responders feared it was a deliberate attack.
Could have possibly been a car bomb. I see debris scattered all over the place.
In that charred vehicle, investigators found 2 bodies, including that of a local New Yorker. A U.S. border officer suffered minor injuries. The FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force sprung into action. While in Canada, the Prime Minister was briefed.
Sorry about that, Dave.
It's okay.
Just trying to get things figured out in a satisfying viewing thing. But you know what? All this technical stuff has gotten away from good discussion, right? And good verbal activities.
We can get it on track, man. Don't you worry.
We can get it on track. Yes, that's right. So there was about in Kingston.
Wanted. Someone to make Ottawa more fun.
We have officially arrived in the most boring city in all of Canada.
Man, I'm going to be editing more than the regular way. All right.
I'm very blurry on
you are. I'm very surprised.
Because
Maybe
my
I
other one
blew
is
you
fine.
Up too much. Is that better?
I guess so. Yeah.
A little bit. Okay, so let's go to another one. Take it off studio.
Wanted. Someone to make Ottawa more fun.
We have officially arrived in the most boring city in all of Canada. What is there to do in Ottawa?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Yeah, not much. Literally nothing.
Not enough bars, not enough clubs, not enough live music.
Ottawa's hiring what it calls a nightlife commissioner. Basically, someone to fix these vibes. These cities already have a version of a nightmare. Ottawa says it's hiring one in part to draw more young people to the city. Here are some of the job duties. Pause to read. This bar owner says he likes the idea of a night commissioner, but he's also defending the city.
If you call Ottawa boring, then you're boring. There's lots of nightlife. You just got to go out and find it.
Not everyone is convinced about the new job.
It's kind of giving like assistant to the regional manager.
And that's why you have an assistant regional manager.
Assistant to the regional manager.
Same thing.
It's not like something you can superimpose on. It's something that like has to be internal.
The job description is in the works, and Ottawa Council will vote in December on whether to fund the job.
Well, what are your thoughts? Are you going to run for that job?
I'm not going to run for the job, but yeah, no, that's like a hard disagree for me. Ottawa, the fun is hard to find in Ottawa. This is true, and it depends what you're into, right? If you're not into punk metal and metal music, maybe you aren't going to go to those 4 live music concerts that are going on, right? Keep in mind, we're a small city of 1 million people, and most of that is suburbs outside of the downtown core, right? So it's a lot of students who aren't here all year, right? Or who are in busy and are poor, right? So they're not going out all the time. Or, we're a city of government workers and construction workers. And you know what? Those are people who start their day early in the morning and then they go home at night, right? So you're not going to get the same kind of thing in Toronto where you have such a variety of different jobs happening at all the times, people getting off work. So there's always something going on. It's a totally different situation. And you know what? Ottawa's the suburbs too. There's stuff going on in the suburbs. There's live music in the suburbs. There's like clubs and bars and stuff in the suburbs. So if you're stuck downtown in a bad place downtown with nothing going on, yeah, that sucks. But man, there's stuff going on. But once again, it's not Montreal or Toronto. So don't think that it's going to be the same kind of thing, man. Like, you go to a city of 1 million people, that's what you get, man. Like, I don't know what to say.
Well, what if I want to find a knitting party on a Saturday night? Could I find it?
Maybe on a Saturday early afternoon, but...
Oh, at the senior center.
But man, I don't know, man. I always see stuff going on. There's bars and clubs doing this, and this DJ coming in here, this DJ going in there, every night of the week. This band coming in from out of town. I don't know. These people just don't know. Are these people illiterate of what's going on? Of course, not every club that you're going to go to is going to have something big going on like that in Ottawa, but you got to find the one that is, man. And if it's out of your way, tough. I don't know what to say, man.
When we were younger, we used to do bush parties outside of town.
Hell yeah, dude. I didn't grow up in the city, man. I always just went into the city to see punk shows, right, man? So yeah, same thing. I was making my own fun out in the bush, drinking behind the convenience, the one convenience store in town and stuff like that. So you got to do, man. Running from the cops is fun if you live in the country.
Well, I remember when beer was $5 a case, so I guess that dates me and stuff. So you're from Labelle Province.
Yes, sir.
Quebec treating you okay?
Oh, as good as it can, man. We got the big public service strike going on right now. So.
Oh, really? You got a public service strike, so no garbage cleanup?
Oh, garbage is contracted out but from the city, so that's how we do it here. We don't have the garbage men are private. Those guys don't get fucking benefits. It's unfortunate. Completely neoliberalized garbage service, right? But all the teachers are on strike. All the support workers in schools are on strike. Lots of different other kind of government jobs are on strike. So yeah, it's fantastic. I'm driving around. I had to do a lot of driving around today for this, that, and the other thing. And they got pickets, man, everywhere I go in town. Picket. And me, whenever I see a picket, I just lay on that horn. Beep, 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 beep. So, man, I was super happy to honk my horn all day today. It was fantastic.
All day today.
All day,
man. Get the
man.
dust out of the horn.
It was like I was probably giving people memories of the convoy.
What are they on strike for?
Better pay.
Better pay.
Well, that's the thing. They're pretty set up and in a good position right now, because what Government of Canada is the federal workers for the entire country. The bureaucrats. They got a 12% raise lately. Okay. So probably the Quebec Public Service is on track to meet meet that a pay raise like that or beat it. Because man, like we got like support workers in our schools, man, who've been there for like 8 years, and you know how much money they're making? They're making $21 an hour, man. That's man, I don't care what you say, like $21 an hour is
I'm not
pennies.
saying crap about that.
$21 was pennies in 2015 when Justin Trudeau took power, man. And it still is. It's worse. It's like you can't live on $21 in Canada. I know there's a lot of Americans who might be in the audience and stuff. Think what house prices are there and double it, man. Like that's what house prices are in Canada, and that's what happens to our rents as well. It's nuts up here, man. But that's I mean, that's the price of living under communism, though.
But at $21 an hour, you can't afford an apartment on your own, or you could, but then most of your money's gone to the apartment rent, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, and you know these are people with families to feed and take care of, right? You know, kids to hopefully send to university one day.
Right.
Which you do still have to pay for in
Canada.
Canada.
Childcare there.
What's that?
You guys have good childcare in Quebec.
We do have good childcare in Quebec. We have $10 a day daycare, and even $5 a day. I think in some cases it's based on your income, right? So you'll pay less if you make less, right? Which was fantastic because I worked in hospitality forever. So on paper, man, you make $11,000 a year. Yeah, I got that. But
quite a few of the teachers and students and stuff are in Montreal from immigration students coming out to Canada to learn, paying high price, and they have to afford an apartment or someplace to live.
Montreal's not that bad, man. Montreal's not bad. Well, it's always been better than like other comparable big cities, man. Man, I'm pretty sure it's better than Kingston. Like, you know, like a major city that's like not Ottawa or Toronto in Ontario, for example, man. I remember living there in the mid 2000s. And I was sharing an apartment with 3 other girls. We all had our own bedrooms. Beautiful old apartment. Big kitchen. Huge living room. And I think we're paying collectively, I think like $2,000 for that, man. Like that, the same kind of thing in Ottawa or Toronto would have cost you like at least $5,000. So Montreal's always been a little bit better. And that's partially because of Quebec's rental laws, which often favor the tenants. So it's harder to like raise the prices on apartments over time. I mean, you can obviously, right? It makes sense, but like it's harder to do those big kind of renoviction increases like you see in Ontario or other provinces.
That's true. That is very true. And speaking of Kingston, judge ruled they tried to take an encampment down in Kingston, like a tent city, and a judge ruled that they couldn't.
Good. Man,
Yeah.
it's I don't think people should live in tents, but I don't think we should be kicking those people out. Man, it's at a certain point it's murder, man. Especially with the weather coming in like we do, man. Like it's November around here right now, and it's getting down to -8 overnight, man. Like what's it going to be like in a month when it's like -20 overnight? Like, no, these people, like, let these people have their winter sleeping bags and their tents and their hand warmers, and man, leave them alone. Like, these people don't have anywhere to go. And
Bobcat weather now. That means you'd rather shave the ass of a bobcat than go outside.
yeah, exactly. Like it's inhumane. Like some of these homeless policies that you see coming out of like some of these places, man. It's absolutely wild.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the liberals and the conservatives in Parliament are arguing about bloody heat pumps and trying and whether like homeowners should be getting heat pumps in their homes and stuff like that. Man, like people that don't have homes. Jesus Christ, man.
Okay. Well, I've lost your video feed. Things have moved.
Oh.
So I'm going to thank you, Davey, for joining us.
Thank you.
And we're going to talk to these people here. Jim Earl's got a book out on Amazon. And it's this Black Friday, why not buy your loved ones a book full of mocking obituaries of real people? Right? And I would do that. I like to mock. So give me a second to set up and we'll be right back. Hey, Jim. Hey, Martha. Thank you, Dave. Well, I'm not sure why everything moved. Okay, just 2 seconds.
What are you talking about?
Walter, the best thing you can probably do is spotlight the people that you're talking to and then grab off that video. That way, if people come in, it doesn't mess with your stuff. Because I think people were coming in and out of the room, and that's what messed you up.
I think you're correct. Well, let's see if we can do this. Oh, but then I can't get you on mine. That's right. All right, hold on. Okay. Yeah, it did. It messed me up. Hey. Sorry, Jim and Martha, just give me 2 seconds here. I got a lot of editing to do, I can tell. There we go. No, I can't get Jim off the screen. It's like when he was younger.
Somebody lighting up?
No?
I just thought I heard somebody light up.
How come I can't get you off the screen? What the heck? Here we go. Okay, now. Hey, did you like that? I plugged your book.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're more than welcome, buddy.
You know, now you're gonna screw up my taxes for this year. You're gonna have a big flush of unexpected income.
Are you?
From
I hope you do. Okay, just let me get Martha in, and we can do our shtick.
I'm all blurry.
Yes. I don't know why.
Oh, that's the internets.
The kids' internets?
That's the interwebs doing that.
Well, I'm sure there's a better way of doing this. I just haven't figured it out. Let us hope Martha's picture comes in really nice. Ooh, better. Hey.
No, Martha. Now
Blurry?
Martha's blurry.
None of you guys should be blurry. Ooh. Well, here's part of the problem. I'm sorry, I have a problem. All right, 20 minutes worth of dialogue and half an hour worth of fluff. Just give me 2 seconds. I have to remove. This is where we could have a musical interlude. Oh, you look okay.
Well, that's up to you, I guess.
Hmm.
Well, I'm just dissatisfied with my choices. All right, so, oh, that's even worse. You know, I think maybe we'll go back to the old way. What are your thoughts?
How are you capturing the video?
Display capture.
Why don't you do a window capture? Window
There you go.
capture, display capture.
I think that's the same thing, is it not?
No, do a window capture, dude.
Okay.
That might be the issue.
Oh. Yeah, that ain't the issue. Okay, I know it. I know it. I know it. There it is. There's the problem. I was the problem. Two seconds. Martha, you're sitting pretty.
Thank you.
That's almost misogynist.
You have to
How's
tell
that,
Jim
Ash?
he's pretty too.
Jim, you're a pretty fellow.
There. Now it's not misogynist.
There you go. Hi, how are you guys?
Hi, Wally. How are you doing?
Oh, I tell you, the things I do to try to make a better show don't work.
We're still blurry or I have cataracts.
Yeah.
You want some sandpaper? Smooth out your eyes. You could use that on the ass of a bobcat too, by the way.
I don't get that at all. I don't get that reference.
Is your camera chapped or something? It's got some Vaseline on it, or
Yeah, Walter. You got some
What's
Vaseline.
going on?
Your camera, Jim.
Oh, hey, I got some Vaseline on my cam. No, it's not.
No, Dave didn't look the best he could either, so that's my problem. That's an OBS problem. So welcome to the show.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you.
To
How
my show.
how was your Thanksgiving?
We haven't had it yet. We kind of delayed it for 2 days. Tomorrow we're going to have it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, American Thanksgiving. Canadians had it a couple of weeks ago. And
What do you people give Thanksgiving for?
here's a vegetarian option: baked beans and strawberries.
Mm.
I think
What
you're
are your
just making
thoughts?
making fun of vegetarianism because
I am
you
not. This is a
eat,
Florida picture.
you eat moose and other animals that probably have a higher state of mind than most Canadians.
We will eat moose.
Hmm.
That is true. But you know what I neglected to do?
What?
Uh-oh, there's my dog.
Feed the dog.
Feed the dog. Hold on.
Please welcome award-winning comedy writer Jim Earl and the impressionable impressionist Martha Previte. Please welcome award-winning...
There we go.
Who's Martha
Didn't give you
Previte?
your intro.
Martha Previte.
I've asked the lady not to say Previte. Doesn't listen to me.
No wonder the dog's upset with you.
She is, you know. But I get to play in the snow here coming up.
Oh, that's nice.
You see this in Maine sometimes, right?
Occasionally, but I don't think we're going to see it anymore. I think it's all over. I think global warming.
Global warming. Okay, I had a couple of things for you here. Oh. I wanted to show you this picture here. So Elon has lost his wife, his kids, $40 billion, and his spaceship crashed. It's like a genre of country music that doesn't even exist yet.
He's hot.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna turn you on? With the
no.
Flap of a possum on top of his head, the big belly, the pasty white flesh.
Well,
Kinda
on
like
another note, our friend in Belgium has a new bike.
Oh,
Look at
that's
that,
nice.
It's all black. Isn't it nice?
Yeah.
I see a lot of those more coming up now. My brother has one, and a lot of people in the city starting to drive these electric bikes. They blow up though. The batteries
people,
do.
They blow up. They don't. I
You got.
thought they were just kind of dangerous because people go too fast in them and they get in a lot of accidents.
No, that's Bentley's at the border.
Mm.
Go a little too fast.
Over the Rainbow Bridge.
Over the.
Is that where all those pets are?
You
Did
gotta
they
make
crash?
a wish when you explode over the Rainbow Bridge. And actually, I have something here for you that is new in panhandling.
I hear Bentley's at the border is a new restaurant opening up there. They're gonna have a lot of fried steaks. A lot of Canadian bacon.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh yeah.
You don't even have to play live anymore to panhandle. It's a guitar. Robotic.
A lot of animal magnetism in that performance.
Yeah. See, there's possibilities with this software that you could do so many things. I'm just being silly at it. So, how's the weather out there?
It's cold, eh?
It's cold. You could sandpaper the ass of a bobcat before you want to go outside.
It's colder than John Phillips' liver.
I don't even know who John Phillips is.
No, it's before
Mamas
my
and
time.
papas, mamas and the papas,
Oh.
and you had a liver transplant. Try to keep up. You know, it's
Right.
really not that hard. It's only a 50-year-old joke.
Mm.
Well, I tell you, after reading or hearing about Mackenzie Phillips' family growing up there,
Sounds like
Not
a lot
so
of fun
much.
to me. I would have given anything to have that kind of bowls of LSD and amphetamines when I was growing up.
what's stopping you now?
Uh,
You're old enough now. You're old. It's now no. It wouldn't be fun anymore.
What's stopping me now? I don't have free health care. I would, my liver, kidneys, and half my heart would be gone now if it weren't for.
I'm glad you didn't get into that lifestyle. I've had some friends who've kind of fallen off the cliff there, imbibing in alcohol or drugs.
Well, I got into the lifestyle. I sold the stuff. I didn't take it.
Oh, well, there you go. You're an entrepreneur. You're bourgeoisie. You're a capitalist.
I feel the
You guys wanna
need.
kill yourself here? Let me help you.
I just feel a need.
Yeah, that's true. You know, your camera may not look good, but I look fantastic. So
You do.
Just saying.
Do you notice the
You
difference?
do, yeah.
You know,
yeah,
notice the
I
difference?
think Martha's camera looks better.
Are you doing a window capture?
I am.
Hey,
Yeah, well, I'll get this fixed.
are you
But,
sick? Are you ill? How are you doing?
I'm better now. I had a couple of kidney stones, and they used a hypersonic thing on them, and so that was interesting.
Did
Wow, was that painful?
Yes,
Yeah.
but
Supposedly, the pain of a kidney stone is equivalent to giving birth. Do you feel as
I
as
never
though you
thought
gave
it was
birth?
in that no,
No. Okay.
no. They crush it with the sonic wave, and I guess it drains out. Ew.
Yeah.
You know, so
You have to
that's
drink
one
lots of
problem.
water.
You have to drink lots of fluid. And that's
It's
been
very
my problem
important.
throughout my life.
Yeah. I had a kidney stone last April and it just passed, but luckily I didn't have to go through a procedure, but it was pretty painful.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I guess medications can cause them. Antibiotics are a big culprit with kidney stones. And yeah, not drinking enough water.
I
But
think that's the main culprit right there.
yeah.
Like nicotine, the pack I bought off of Jim, thanks Jim, had nothing to do with it.
You know what is the main cause of kidney stones? Stones. You should not eat pebbles or stones. Stay
Birds
away
do.
from that.
It's good for their gullet.
Yeah, but
They
have
go right to your
gullets.
kidneys.
Well, don't eat rhubarb leaves.
What's wrong with the rhubarb now?
Oxalates.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to cook it. You got to cook the oxalate. Was it? Foxalate?
Oxalate.
You got to
Oxalate.
cook it properly though.
I don't
Like
have a
everything.
Norwegian cook to cook rhubarb leaves for me. Used to. We lost him in a bunker, Nazi bunker in Norway. He went in, hasn't come out.
Nazi bunker?
Nazi bunker. Martha, I see that you posted on Facebook some Thanksgiving stuff.
Oh, I sure did.
Everybody go to Martha's Facebook page. Just put Martha Privite or Privet.
Privite,
Facebook.
Privite, Privet,
Privite.
Private.
Private.
Randy
And,
with
and
those.
go check out her stuff. And Jim Earls as well.
You know, not everybody at once. I don't want that bandwidth to get clogged.
Yeah.
Last time we talked, we were talking about you maybe making another book. What are your thoughts? Are you writing again?
Yes, I'm trying to write. I got so many things going on at once. I can't focus anymore, probably from all the amphetamines I took as a teenager and sold to people. But yeah, I am trying to put together another book. Thinking of having a GoFundMe. A lot of people I know dying or have died. They had GoFundMe. It's for their health and everything. Please help me. I got cancer and all this stuff. I was thinking, well, if they were doing that, why can't I have a GoFundMe to help fund my book?
Yes.
Or buy a van.
And turn it into a movie.
Yeah.
Do the book and then make it a movie.
Everybody else is doing their GoFundMe for my health, and yeah, I'm thinking, I'm in my 60s, and I'm thinking of starting up a band, and going on the road, and I need a new van for that. So I'm thinking of doing a GoFundMe for that.
Well, I got to tell you that the homeless can't afford a van down by the river up here.
Because your rivers are all frozen, full of moose, and you can't sleep in the van down by the river in Canada.
Well, Maine's got a lot of moose.
That's true. I haven't seen one yet, except in the supermarkets. Those are moose of a different sort. Now what's
Moose
happening?
I'm over here. Nope.
Sorry.
There. Okay.
I'll get better at this. How do you like the background?
That looks.
It looks
like
cold. Are those the northern lights?
Yes.
Wow.
Looks like my toilet. Looks like something E.T. would shit out. Sorry, did I say E.T.?
There's ET behind the moon.
Here you go.
What's that flapping?
So what, Dave?
ET.
You're chatting in chat.
Hey, Jim, how you fuck you doing, dude? How the fuck you doing? I'm the one that had cancer. How you doing, bitch? And I'm still in recovery a year later. It's not a fucking joke, dude. It's my real life and my fucking family.
Dude, I was making fun of people who do GoFundMes.
Fuck
for
you.
Things like vans.
Fuck you.
And they're.
Fuck you. You said cancer. Fuck
Whoa,
you, dude. Fuck
whoa,
you, dude.
whoa.
No,
Let him talk, Dave. Dave, hold on a minute, dude.
Dave, I was making fun of people who do GoFundMes for vans and for starting up bands and things like that.
Then why did you say cancer?
Why did I say cancer? Because I've had like 19 of my friends and associates in comedy over the last 8 years either die of cancer or have medical problems where they had to beg online on GoFundMe to get proper medical care, and it still died and dead with going on having to resort to GoFundMe. So that was my point.
I'm so sorry about that. Dave's left.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let me fix your picture here.
Whoa.
Man, that was.
Yeah, he doesn't understand Jim Earl, apparently.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
I don't
Who is
understand
this
Jim
guy?
Earl,
I don't understand anybody that attacks someone like that. Clearly, he doesn't understand who we are and what we struggle with every day. And having type 1 diabetes for 90 years combined, and how we've pretty much had to, do everything but have a GoFundMe to pay for our insulin.
Yeah,
So,
and of course, dental care.
and
or any-
survive during a pandemic.
Yeah, I think
he's
Dave's a great
I
guy.
apologize. I apologize to Dave, but he misunderstood what I was doing. And
I think that would probably be it there.
Over 5. It used to be the phrase was 500,000 Americans go into medical bankruptcy every year because they
Is
don't
that
have
not the
proper-
truth?
Yeah, and now it's
Right.
over that.
Right.
So
And you don't have health care, you have GoFundMe.
we have GoFundMe. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's it.
Right.
And was my point.
No, that's good. But it's not the first time you had an experience with a Canadian. And I'm wondering what's going on, Jim.
I thought you Canadians were all friendly and polite. What the hell?
We're very Yeah, what the hell? I ain't doing this ever again.
That's
When
scary.
was the other?
They
When
just
was the other
attacked
experience?
us.
When was the
Well, I
other
was thinking of
experience?
a Feldman podcast show.
Oh,
Oh no, he wasn't Canadian. He was an asshole. That's right.
Feldman?
No, the other his guest.
Well, that too. Yeah. I forget
Right,
who
I
that
remember
was.
that. I apologize. In Davy's
Don't need
defense, though, he has been going through some stuff, and I think he just triggered on the wrong thing and wanted to argue about it, which is
Well, it's hard not to, you know. That's the thing, you know. You satirize problems, and you can offend people. But you satirize the situation in Palestine, in Gaza, in Israel, or gun violence, or the medical bankruptcies and people begging for money online for that. So it's what are you going to do? Just make jokes about losing a sock in the laundry? Or
do you find it dangerous for humor now? Is it closed in? Everybody's self-censoring?
I think it is. There is that, yes. I think people can't say, they can't act like they can't make fun of misogynists, they can't make fun of racists by taking on you can't have an Archie Bunker character without
Right,
offending
which was a
people.
great show.
Yeah.
Norman Lear's writing was just perfect.
Yeah. And people will take that seriously, or when they should, just wait and let it absorb and look at the
Is that why
satire.
Roseanne is canceled?
No, she's psycho. But other than that,
Okay.
yeah, she's a racist. She's a real
You
racist.
ever see her sing the anthem? I'm not going to show it. That's brutal.
What anthem?
The American anthem.
Oh yeah, of course. I thought that was kind of funny.
Are you getting a little better feeling about Israel and Hamas, even though you can't have a good feeling about it? Do you think so? They have a ceasefire right now, and they're exchanging prisoners, captures, hostages. For every hostage, you get another day of ceasefire.
Yeah, I think
It's so sad.
Isn't
It's such a fucking tragedy, and it's so bad. It's like, how can I mean, I don't even know what to say. I'm at a loss for words when it comes to these things, because there are so many people that are dead, children, over like 5,000 or more. I think they've lost count of how many people, and they can never know how many people have died in this, in the bombings in the past, what is it, month? Or in the hospitals, and there's no schools, there's no, like, what are these people doing? They're evacuated from their homes in the rubble, and they have mass trenches of bodies and body bags, and it's disgusting.
Terrible.
It's and the human rights violations, and I don't know, it's
well, the Undersecretary for the UN for Humanitarian Affairs says he's never seen this type of carnage, and 68% of the killed in Gaza are children, women and children. And so my take on it is that there should be a ceasefire, and those are war crimes, and you can't solve this militarily.
It's genocide. Genocide, genocide, genocide.
It's ethnic cleansing. They want to, people in that government want to evacuate everyone from Gaza and deport everyone to other countries. That's ethnic cleansing.
Yes.
I just don't like our tax dollars paying for it. I mean, again, that brings us back to 530,000 Americans going into medical bankruptcy every year, and our biggest country we contribute to militarily is Israel, and with that, unconditionally, they not only do we give them money to buy our weapons, but we also fund their military apparatus in Israel, and Israel makes a profit off of that too, selling it to other countries.
They also have healthcare.
Yeah, we fund their healthcare as well.
Universal healthcare. We fund it indirectly, by giving them. They don't have to pay for a lot of their military. So, yeah, and they also have the highest GDP, out of higher than France, Britain, Germany, I believe.
True.
So they can pay for it themselves if they want to commit, war crimes. We shouldn't pay for it.
We certainly shouldn't be supplying them with,
I know they can have a GoFundMe.
Right. Have a bake sale.
Do you perceive this getting even bigger and out of hand with the Arabian nations and Iran? Because Iran's backing Hamas and have threatened Israel.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I think anything our country backs turns to crap and explodes in our faces, and I don't think we care about that. So, and if it, we don't have to be a part of this. We keep pouring gasoline on flames.
Right, but you have quite a few people who are invested into Israel as a nation, and they want to support it and send money there.
Well, I wish they'd send money for other things, like making peace.
A van for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, we're supporting Donald Trump in Israel, basically. We're supporting the Donald Trump of the Mideast.
Right. Have you kept up with Cornel West's announcements on the road and speeches?
Not lately, no.
Okay.
I don't. He needs to GoFundMe.
Well, Robert Kennedy's in Israel's camp, and he's losing supporters as a result.
Good for him. I'm glad.
That's too bad, huh?
Right. Does he come into your view for voting for him, maybe?
Not a chance in hell.
No. You're
Anti-vaccine.
anti-vax, but you like Israel.
That's it for me. Anybody who's anti-vaccine and to that nth degree doesn't care about millions of people dying of preventable diseases, and they're psychotics, pathological.
Right. Well, Cornel West had an amazing speech. He was all gung-ho, and I don't have the clip for it, so I'm not going to show it.
I have the clip. It's on my Twitter page.
Okay. And did you guys like that? Did you like that, Martha?
Oh yeah, I think it was great. He was all fired up.
Yes,
I'd have to watch it again to refresh my recollection. But, you know, it just amazes me, though, in our country, we don't have a candidate that's pro-peace, pro-healthcare, you know, pro-science.
Right.
Yeah.
Why is
Both
that?
parties,
Why,
none of it.
why aren't
Back
they
to the-
rising to the top?
We're back to the Middle Ages with people denying viruses and denying science, and because they don't want to piss off corporate America. Corporate America doesn't like the regulations. It costs them money to properly ventilate public buildings, medical centers, hospitals, schools, and rebuild schools or even upgrade them to have proper ventilation and filters that could really cut down the rate of infection of a lot of respiratory diseases by a huge percentage if they just put a decent HEPA filter in the damn schools. So they don't give a shit.
I was just trying to go on your Twitter page, Martha, and I have to sign in order to do that. So that's not.
Oh, okay. I could play it on my phone here and show you, but I don't think that would work.
So
Or maybe I can send it to you. How would that work? That work? Let me try to. I
Was that
can
from 2
message
weeks
it.
ago?
It was, let's see, 11/12 on the 12th day of November 23.
Mhm.
I'll send you the. Are you on Twitter?
I am not.
No, okay. Oh, I can send it to you on Messenger then.
Sure.
Here it is. Search for. There. There you go. You should have it.
Man, just Twitter. Oh. Okay. I will play this for everybody. Man, there's a lot of pauses in tonight's broadcast.
Well, you know what would solve that?
What?
A GoFundMe.
Oh, hold on. I have to optimize.
Traumatized and hated, and we dish out love warriors and freedom fighters every generation, which means that we stand in solidarity with anybody who's occupied, anybody who's subjugated, anybody who's exploited, and that's why we focus on Gaza at this moment, because a genocidal attack is taking place. Yeah. 10,000 dead and 4,000 precious children. And don't let anybody tell you that because you love Palestinians and Palestinian babies that you hate somebody else. It just doesn't follow what our brothers. We don't hate Jewish brothers. We don't hate Jewish sisters. We don't hate Jewish siblings. We loathe, we hate a vicious Israeli occupation. We loathe and we hate a vicious siege against Gaza. And the least we can do at this moment of overwhelming barbarity is have a ceasefire. And yet you got these cowards in Washington, D.C. talking about a humanitarian pause. Please get off the crack pipe. Wake up. See the humanity of precious Palestinian brothers and sisters. And the American empire has the nerve in this building to veto a humanitarian pause with our precious Palestinian brothers and sisters being bombed. What of people are we? And we send a message to Palestinian brothers and sisters and siblings in Gaza. You are not forgotten. We see you. We focus on you. We give attention to you. And it doesn't mean that we're not concerned with our indigenous brothers and sisters here. It doesn't. Years.
Okay, that's pretty powerful,
Yeah.
and is in being indignant about it and stuff. That was pretty good. Does he
Yeah,
have a
and it's just-
GoFundMe?
No, but he should.
Yeah.
Mhm. You know, he
Because-
meant to also say we don't hate on our brothers and sisters that have GoFundMes for cancer.
Yeah.
Very well said, Martha.
And
Thank
the thing
you.
that's it's amazing that people I'm not it's amazing that people are so affected by what he said when it's just he's just doing a simple common sense logical and rational approach to trying to stop both sides from killing each other and recognizing that killing civilians is wrong regardless.
Is it really?
Well,
Yes, it is.
well, not to a lot of people, unfortunately, but
Is it going to be solved in our lifetime, Jim? Martha?
Ah. Oh. Mhm.
that's a
I
good
don't
question.
know. It's very sad. What have these people done to deserve any of this?
Again, it's not the people wanting to live their life, raise their children and stuff like that. And it's the people on the extremes who want to, I don't know how to explain it. I'd rather there was one state, to be honest. I know there's a two-state solution, but I'd rather have one state where they're Jewish and Muslims are together in a country. That would have been the best, right?
And not based on religion, a government not based on religion.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the big fucking problem, because you have that, and then you start doing Jim Crow laws and apartheid treatment.
There are Christians in Palestine as well.
Yeah.
It's not just Muslim and
Quite a few.
yeah.
Oldest church and stuff. And those documentaries on BBC about Palestinian homes being taken over by Jewish people in the 40s and 50s and then being pushed out of their homes, I don't view that as fair at all.
Mhm.
No, it's and all this talk about, well, we were here first. Like, you know what? Who was there first? You want to go back to the Stone Age or the Iron Age, you're going to find cultures that were there hundreds of years, 1,000 years. So, you can't say we were here first, or they so no one else can be here.
Well, there's got to be reconciliation somewhere where you go, okay, the past is the past and let's move on. I don't know how to get there, though, because we're trying to do that with the Indigenous in Canada, how they were treated. And, trying to go forward as a people, like Canadians in the country, right?
Well,
and how do you do that there?
I don't know. I don't think are the Indigenous saying that they. I don't.
No, but you see what I mean? How do you reconcile all this and be able to go, well, okay, everybody get along now?
Are we going to give back our land to the Native Americans?
No.
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 Why not?
Well, because your home back in Europe is probably not there. So where are you going to go?
Well, we
It's still there.
There's such things as reparations. We can give, we can make it easier on them instead of making them third, fourth class citizens in our own country like we have. You're talking about in Palestine, Gaza and Israel. You're talking about people who have, Israel has the highest standard of living out of four superpowers in Europe, and a huge military, and right next to them is this open air prison, fenced in area. That's the most crowded place on earth, and people are drinking dirty water, and it's not because they're all bad. It's not their fault.
They're not bad.
They have Hamas is I don't think Hamas represents the Palestinians any more than Netanyahu represents the majority of Israelis.
Oh, that's good right there. I would agree with that.
And there are a lot of people scared of Netanyahu and angry with him and think he's responsible for October 7th by letting it happen and not doing enough to prevent it. And
shades of George Bush.
George Bush, yeah. I remember after 9/11, everybody just was fucking bloodthirsty. They, let's go to war.
Even Hitchens changed his tune.
Mm-hmm. And it was a huge mistake. And so we killed Osama bin Laden. Things aren't any better now than they were back then. Now it's much worse.
Well, apparently some TikTok kids are doing something with Osama bin Laden's legacy. There's a whole TikTok thing going on now, which I haven't investigated, and I don't quite care to. But
I think they posted his manifesto.
They're showing.
Well, the Unabomber, did they ever post his manifesto?
I think they did. I think the newspapers had.
Yeah.
Part about.
All right. And did you ever read Osama's manifesto, or?
I think they've essentially censored it in our country.
I just go with the.
But I know it did. I think it did mention the oppression of the Palestinian people.
Right.
As did.
Well, is Mein Kampf still censored?
As did Nelson Mandela.
States?
Nelson Mandela and James Baldwin. A lot of.
Oh, I like James Baldwin.
People noted the oppression of Palestinian people.
Right.
But when you talk about manifestos, you got to go back to the classics like Charles Manson.
Did you know that Osama bin Laden had diabetes?
I did not.
Yeah,
is that what killed him?
Yeah. Most likely it did.
They were just trying to shoot darts into him.
There's a lot of talk out there that he actually died many years ago, before SEAL Team 6 found him.
Kind of like Putin.
Right. Yeah, he was stuffed by the time they found him.
There's also that, going around about Joe Biden too, that he died at the beginning of the pandemic, and they have the one that we have now is a real Joe Biden. He's
Not
kind
to
of
bring in conspiracy, but when I look at his eyes, I'm reminded of the X-Files. If you ever watch that, where the black comes out of his eyes.
Yeah, it's his whole head, like around his forehead and his ears, and the way he walks, and I don't know, it's kind of like an android.
I want to believe it.
It's almost like he's old. That's the conspiracy.
He's made to look old.
Well, you guys don't look old, even though Jim is. No, sorry, you're not old.
It's a filter.
Yeah, it's the filter. I put the honey trap filter on you, Jim. That's why you look fuzzy.
Well, you're not the first person to say I'm fuzzy.
You know, if only we could have a GoFundMe to pay for his next plastic surgery.
Who's Jim's?
Yeah.
I had a botched Brazilian butt lift a couple of weeks ago.
I'm gonna get him some more tire sealant though for Christmas.
Well, that'd be good.
Yeah.
You're gonna puff his lips out?
Yeah, we actually we have a big supply of our syringes for our diabetes supplies that we can use to inject ourselves with tire sealant whenever necessary.
When you
And
need a lift.
The great thing is for this GoFundMe, for getting a band, my band van, is that the tire sealant will have dual use of fixing any flat tires along the way, and rejuvenating my Brazilian butt lift with tire sealant and rubber cement. I like to use rubber cement. I'm into that.
I love rubber cement.
Do you?
I do. There's something about it. I don't know what it
the
is.
old mimeograph machines? for
Yes.
tests,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then you take the test, and if it was fresh, you smelt the ink.
Yeah.
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 Things the kids will never know.
Mucilage.
That and watches, timepieces.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got a phone. Why do you need a watch for? Oh, better get an Apple one. It'll tell you when to go to sleep, how many paces you've done during the day, and send you advertisements.
Mucilage.
Pardon me?
Mucilage.
Mucilage.
Mucilage. You know that cereal, mucilage.
No, it's not a cereal. It's a glue.
No, but
It's
it
a
is also.
muesli.
Oh, that's muesli. Yeah,
Muesli,
okay.
Right.
Don't put
eat glue.
mucilage in your muesli.
Who was that German actor or Swedish actor that was in The Exorcist?
Mucinex.
Then he did mucilage.
Max von Sydow.
Max von Sydow, yes, thank you. And he did he did cereal commercials and mucilage.
Okay, I don't remember that.
I don't either.
Yeah,
Almost
Jim's like
remember Joe
40
Namath
years
on
older than you are.
Yeah, almost remember Joe Namath on the box of Wheaties, but I don't. But I do remember the swimmer, who's now a female.
Mark Spitz?
Kardashians. Who?
Mary Lou Retton?
Mark Spitz?
No. Kardashian's ex-husband.
Kanye West?
Bruce.
Oh,
Dave, give
Bruce
us a name.
Jenner.
Bruce Jenner.
Bruce Jenner.
Yes. Mind you, I didn't eat Wheaties, but I seen them in the store. We
So
couldn't
have you got
afford
anything
Wheaties.
for Black Friday? Have you bought anything for Black Friday?
Your book is what I was thinking. Hey, Jim Earl?
You know,
That is your real name?
In Tibet, they have Yak Friday.
Catholics eat fish, Tibetans eat yak.
You know, I can't wait for Black Plague Friday when I can pick up a cheap Aquabus.
A cheap what?
Aquabus.
Aquabus. Not Abacus, but Aquabus.
Aquabus. I'm
I
sure
have
somebody's
no-
going to look
what is
that
an
up.
Aquabus?
One of your 7 people. It's a
What?
weapon. It's a weapon during the Black Plague era.
Oh, is that the one with the nose?
No, it's a long rifle type weapon that you had to put up on a tripod in order to operate.
Really? You're just an amazing individual with a head of useless facts. I mean, interesting knowledge.
Thank you.
Yes. would say that. Okay. I want to apologize for Davey. I think he was correct in his mind and wanted to give him an argument. Someone says.
Give him what? Oh, it's.
Hey,
I wasn't.
I
I
heard
wasn't making. I wasn't.
Ben Burgess sex video.
What? Ben Burgess sex video?
No,
I pay for that.
Yeah.
I was not making fun. I was not making fun of cancer patients. I was doing exactly that. I was making fun of people going on GoFundMe for unimportant shit while people are dying left and right of cancer, going on GoFundMe, begging
That's
for
the way I
money to
viewed it,
stay
Jim.
alive and get proper treatment.
Right. Well, if Ben Burgess had a sex video and him being a bigger guy, do you think you'd have to watch it in the IMAX theater? I'm not shaming here.
Ben Burgess. But why is there a rumor that he's doing the sex video or has a sex video?
No, I'm
or-
just trying to start one. That's all. Sorry. No, I
would
don't know
like
the
that.
fellow. I've seen him and heard of him, and sorry, Ben.
Well, I don't know. Do you still watch the? Is he still on the David Feldman show? Ben
don't think
Burgess.
so. No, I don't think David's doing any guests lately. It's just him in the news, and his ratings have climbed. Good for him.
They skyrocketed. I think it's because, well,
We could talk about that offline, Jim.
Yes, we could.
No, good
We
for him.
certainly could.
Yes, we could. So, if you guys have nothing else, I want to say thank you very much. And, you know, I'm grateful that you guys do this on Fridays and give us some time on this low production podcast.
Well,
Very
I've,
happy to. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for having us.
We are. We're very happy to do it, and we're sorry that you keep losing audience members every time we come on. I don't think there's. I think correlation is not causation.
That's right.
Well, we're getting big in Germany, so I put it down to you guys.
Well, you know,
Germany? Pardon me, Martha?
Susan Collins, I hope she's not to blame. Or, you know,
Was she? Is she coming on?
Yeah, is she here today?
well,
She
I
here?
think I can call her if you want. Did anybody want to hear from Susan?
Sure.
Before
Susan?
you leave,
Let's see if I can
I think she's coming
straighten
in.
something out here. And
Let me
What's
hold
she-
on. Let me text her and see if I can get her to
Well, maybe
she might
maybe
be close.
that'd be great if she has something to say about Thanksgiving and the holiday, because it's a very important time of year for everybody.
Isn't
in
it?
In Canada as well, and in Holland. Holland has Thanksgiving. As a matter of fact,
well,
it's
we
where
don't.
Oh, here she is.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, Susan, how are you, dear?
Oh, well, I'm disappointed as usual. How are you, Wally?
I'm fine, but I'm disappointed Jim's so blurry.
Why am I so blurry?
Is it the cocktail or two?
It might have been. It might have been that
I promise you I'm going to fix this. I'm going to fix this. I will leave no stone unturned unless it's a kidney stone. Then I will blow it up and piss it out.
I don't think there's any way you can fix this, including what's about to happen.
Uh-oh. I'm looking forward.
wait, maybe I can find a better picture of myself. I've got a
Well,
lot of them now.
I think that's fine. You had-
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
it's just
so-
amazing you guys know Susan Collins, the Maine senator.
Yeah,
That's right.
you know, I fucked her, and that's we had a relationship, and I'm not proud of it, and I'm not ashamed of it either. But
Oh,
that's something we
Jimmy.
don't want to talk about. I hope you cut this part out.
I don't mind.
What about
I
Father's
don't
Day? What happens then?
Father's Day? Well, I fuck her husband.
Tom Collins.
Tom Collins.
Tom Collins.
Well, hi, Susan. How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, well, very disappointing, Wally, as usual. But I wanted to wish you and your whatevers a happy Thanksgiving.
My whatevers, thank you.
Yes. Do you know why I'm thankful today?
No.
Tell us, please.
That you're still in
Well-
office?
Yes. And I have another few more years. And I'm thankful mostly because I live in Maine, where the Thanksgiving parade is just a wagon full of warm clams, followed by a float of mummified veterans from the War of 1812.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's a very patriotic state full of like 500,000 people.
Yes, and you know, it's made tradition to shove a hot yam up your ass and whistle Dixie.
I knew that because I saw it all yesterday, and they're still doing it. You know what
Every
I think?
Thanksgiving. It's a Thanksgiving tradition here in the Pine Tree State, or we can also call it the hot yam up your ass state.
You know, that's why I think it's not just a Thanksgiving tradition. I think it's kind of like an everyday tradition. But
Does keep
ever
you
have a
warm
moose
in
up
this cold weather.
that's right. You need to do something in the cold weather to get here.
So that's why
Wally,
you need
have
a
you
hot
ever
yam, right?
have you
Hot yam.
ever been to Maine, Wally? I don't think I've ever asked you that. Have you ever been to Maine?
I have not been to Maine. I've never
Well-
been in the United States of America.
I can't
Been
believe
to the border.
that. Well, then you're probably wondering why all of the people in Maine actually look like lobsters, right?
Right.
Well, I'll tell you. That's what happens when your diet consists primarily of spent shell casings, kelp, and toxic well water. And that's why I carry this state every election, because most of my constituents, if not all of them, have chronic vitamin D deficiencies and kidney stones.
You know, I think that's a prerequisite for buying a house in Maine. You have to have vitamin D deficiency.
Did you know? You're probably, but I'm
What? Did I offend vitamin D deficient people now? Oh, Jesus.
go have a GoFundMe, you big crybaby. You're probably wondering, with such a horrible personality and horrible record, how I keep getting reelected election after election, aren't you?
Yes, I wondered about that.
Well, over 29,000 Mainers have Alzheimer's. That's how.
Oh, Jesus
And
Christ.
GoFundMe's.
Well, that's better. If they have GoFundMe's, then that's okay.
For
That
their
makes it all right.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah, you just said that.
Do you
Anyway,
know, Jimmy, what I did for Thanksgiving?
no, what did you do for Thanksgiving?
I threw a super spreader down the local lobster house where everyone enjoyed the big red snapper. And then we had some seafood.
This is just getting out of hand, Walter. This is there's something wrong with Senator Collins. She's offensive. She's inappropriate. And she keeps getting elected. Election after election.
Is that that's probably what's offensive about it.
partially.
You know, nobody tells a Mainer who to vote for or when to put on a mask. Just like Mainers don't have a law against stuffing lobster rolls with their own excrement and selling them to tourists.
Oh, ouch.
They sell it to tourists? I forgot about that.
You've never had a lobster roll in the great state of Maine, Jimmy?
I've never had a lobster roll, so that's probably why I wouldn't even know if it were filled with excrement or not.
They're stuffed with actual excrement of real Mainers.
Well,
it's a delicacy.
Maine proud.
Maine,
Can you use
Maine
chopsticks?
poop proud.
What is that?
Wait.
What is the Mainer thing with excrement? That's a thing there.
Well, it's a building material for one thing. It's what we build a lot of our yurts and crack houses and barns out of here in Maine. Of course, I'm new to Maine, so I don't know all of the uses for human excrement. They could be a myriad of others. I learn every day as I go along.
Okay.
Anyway, well, I think that's about it. I can't imagine why anybody would want any more out of this. But
Did you know that the town of Moose River had a Thanksgiving Day parade?
I didn't know that, no.
Yeah, I really think it made an impression on the 200 descendants of cattle thieves who currently terrorize the place.
That's another
That's a
interesting
Maine
fact
reference?
about Maine. Yeah, all descendants of cattle thieves.
Did you know it was named Moose River because Moose Turd River wouldn't fit on the map? Moose
Did not know
hate the
that.
place. Moose hate the place so much they travel hundreds of miles just so they can bypass the town and shit upstream.
Yeah, forgot about that tidbit of information.
Like any Mainer, when life gives them lemons, they make lemonade. They've also managed to increase tourism with the all-you-can-eat Moose Turd Steakhouse. Eat
So is that
32
turdism?
ounces. Yeah, eat 32 ounces of moose turd steak and it's free.
Well, that's a deal.
It's a great deal. It's fun for the whole family.
Well, I imagine. Well,
Hey, kids, you get out of that manure. Wash up for supper.
Yeah, well,
you know
you're
that old-
probably wondering how I got on the Senate Health Committee, Wally.
10-4, 100%. I'd like to know. How did you do
Because-
that?
Well, I'm the country's expert on making people sick.
That makes sense. Hence, you would be on the yes.
Yeah, well, I'm also the chairwoman of the Transportation Appropriation Subcommittee. And you're probably wondering how I became the chairwoman of the Transportation Appropriation Subcommittee.
Yes,
Because
please.
I really know how to drive people out of Maine.
That makes all of these explanations make sense, you know. And that's why we enjoy talking to you so much on the North of 48 show.
There you go.
Here in
Well, thank
Autumnal,
you.
Iowa. Bouncing off of a big antenna in Ottumwa, Iowa, back to Quebec.
You ever heard of internet radio?
No.
What, this isn't radio waves?
No. No, it's all right. You can catch North of 48 on Spotify, Anchor Podcasts, your favorite podcast, and occasionally on YouTube.
Well, I'm Spotifying my pants right now. Thank you for having us on.
Hey.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to apologize for the problem we had. But I appreciate you guys very much. And if you could just hold on, maybe we'll talk about it as I end the show. And I'll probably have problem ending the show then. There we go. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. There we go. There's Martha. There's Jim. Thank you guys so very much. Appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
I appreciate what you do.
Yeah, you know, it's 3 years now.
3 years?
Doing the podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. And it's just this last year, like I've had guests like you, but put some stuff on YouTube, see if it got traction. It doesn't. But
Well, you need to buy ads. I don't know.
Oh.
You need to have a benefactor.
You need to have a GoFundMe.
Well, David Rubin reached out, and I said no.
Yeah.
Mind you, Tim Pool's a Canadian. I could reach out there, maybe. Or Aaron Mate. No, guys I don't ever listen to.
Aaron Mate.
Yeah. Are you in the gray zone? I'm not.
No. I think that man is horrific and despicable.
Yeah, there is that. Okay, let's see if I can get this just right.
Oh,
And
your lighting looks great.
Pardon me?
That looks great over there.
Yeah, you look great. You're
nice and
perfect.
clear.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a bit darkness. Sorry.
We're
I
all
haven't done the
fuzzy.
lighting for YouTube stuff yet. Sooner or later.
For some reason, that's weird. Why we would be? I guess it may be our internet that's doing that.
No, it may be the way I'm capturing your video. So I need to do more. But I am a good-looking man. So
There's no denying that.
yeah, there you go. All right. Well, thank you very much to Buddy, which would be Jim and Martha.
Thank you,
We're,
Wally.
good buddies. Sorry about the problem.
Thank you, Wally.
And so it's November 24th. It's Black Friday. Get out there and do some shopping and go feed the homeless.
And wear a mask.
And wear a mask. That is so true.
Thank you. Yeah, there was just to add, you know, well, okay, we can talk about that another time, maybe.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me end the podcast. Thanks for anybody putting up with this. And